Everything, not being in control, not knowing, anticipation, like waiting for something to go wrong.
He never begs for attention. Tom Hardy just disappears into a role, and when he reappears, he's utterly changed. Behind every transformation lies a private circle of giants, the actors he calls the best.
Gary Oldman is my hero. That's it. You know, he's like right. When I went to drama school, everybody used to quote him in all of his films.
Hardy doesn't just admire them. He studies them, becomes them, and when he speaks their names, it's never for the cameras.
But that particular shot was, how did it feel? I can't tell you how it felt to be in that one, but to watch it, I was like, what? Wish I was in there.
It's reverence. Quiet tributes from a man who rarely lets anyone in. At the top of that list is Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is my hero, Hardy once said, and he meant it.
My team, if you report anything which undermines my authority, if you portray my office.
To him, Oldman isn't just an actor, he's the blueprint. On the set of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Hardy watched Oldman control an entire room with silence. No words, no gestures, just presence. It wasn't mentorship, it was a revelation. Oldman didn't teach Hardy how to act. He showed him how to disappear. Since then, Hardy's signature stillness and simmering chaos have all carried traces of that Oldman mastery. Next is Daniel Day-Lewis, the ghost king of acting. Hardy calls him the final boss. Unreachable, untouchable, terrifying in his commitment. Day-Lewis doesn't play roles, he builds worlds. Hardy once said watching him made him feel like he'd barely scratched the surface. That devotion inspired Hardy's own method approach in The Revenant, where he stayed in character even off camera.
Jesus.
Yeah, them engines down Texas way. You know, they may rob you, ain't gonna take your top knot.
From Day-Lewis, he learned that silence can hold more power than any scream.
I cut off his head, stick it on a pike. Raise it high up so all on the streets can see.
That stillness can feel like a storm about to break. Then there's Marlon Brando, the godfather of modern acting. Hardy studies Brando like a crime scene, rewinding his performances to understand every scratch of the head, every half-mumbled line. Brando taught Hardy that imperfection is the art, the chaos, the hesitation, the humanity. That's what makes it real. Hardy's wild energy in Bronson and his haunting restraint in Locke both echo that Brando blueprint. Danger wrapped in control. At number 4, Robert De Niro. For Hardy, De Niro isn't just an actor, he's the standard. Hardy remembers watching Raging Bull at 18 and feeling something deeper than inspiration, fear. De Niro's commitment to character, his use of silence as a weapon, his ability to vanish completely, it changed Hardy forever. In Mad Max, Fury Road, Hardy spoke barely 60 words in an hour, yet the performance burned with emotion. That was De Niro's influence, pure, raw transformation. And finally, Sean Penn, the wild card. Hardy doesn't just admire Penn's work, he fears it. To him, Penn represents danger, truth, and total vulnerability. Watching Mystic River felt like watching something forbidden. Too real, too raw. Penn doesn't act like he has something to prove. He acts like he has nothing left to lose. Hardy learned from him that emotion doesn't need volume. Pain can whisper and still cut like a knife. Together, these 5 shaped Tom Hardy into one of Hollywood's most unpredictable forces. Oldman gave him control, Day-Lewis gave him depth, Brando gave him chaos, De Niro gave him precision, and Penn gave him truth. Hardy doesn't chase the spotlight, he chases the real. And every performance he gives reminds us why transformation still matters in Hollywood. This is StarLoop News, where we dive beneath the fame to uncover what truly drives Hollywood's most complex stars. If you love this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, which actor changed the way you see movies forever?